What is up, guys? This is Cool Hand Hefe. What's up to my fell-handed finessers? This is Siegfried Line War, and we are in the T110 Echo 5. Don't really run heavy tanks, but like I said previously, I am starting to diversify my tank classes. Now, granted, we already have it. I figured we might as well run it. Eventually, one day, if I get brave enough, I'm going to run the IS-7. Maybe even the Jagdpanzer. Who knows? It will depend on your comments. Moving on. Now, we are going into the city, guys, because heavy tank. If you're in a heavy tank, you never want to go to the field, because the field means one of two things, guys. You're either going to camp, which is a no-no for heavy. You hear me, heavy drivers? I'm looking at you. Or you're going to push the 1-2 line right there at the intersecting of the D line. You're going to spot targets, which is also equally a no-no, because artillery will poop on you, and every time you pop up, you will get murdered because your camo value is not up to par, to put that succinctly. Now, the bit of cover here I have chosen is by design. As you notice, my tumor, being the commander's hatch there, is on the left side, and I am side scraping here off the side of the right, because they, that way they won't be able to hit it that easily. Now, we're just kind of, going to peek out here and see if we can't toenail around in there. Very nasty tank to try to hit there, the IS series, especially when they're side scraping. But so far, we're managing to hold things down, even though, people are kind of poking out at us at unexpected angles. But you know what? That's fine. We're going to see if we can't load some heat here and see if we can't possibly put another round in this gentleman. And I loaded heat, guys, because I was concerned that if he is really scraping at an angle, I would need a lot of gun to go through that. Bounced a good round there. As I was fighting this guy, I was like, quick! I made a weak spot guide on this tank. Where do I shoot him? And then I, of course, aim at the place where I could pin him, and I just don't know where the round goes, whether it hits something or deviates or what have you. But that is actually the location. It's a bit of the flat part. I go for the turret ring there. That didn't happen as well. And he just kind of pulls up and is doing his work. But, you have to be careful, guys, because you know what? If you sit stationary long enough, you are going to get punished. And if you guys ever tuned in to my training videos, it's going to happen. If you sit there and become stationary, that people are going to punish you. You always want to be on the move. And here I was trying to shoot heat at this gentleman's lower plate, just simply because I really didn't have a whole lot of other shots. But you know what? You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So, we tried something new. And anyway, moving on, we're still maintaining this aisle. The downside is we're not really going out there getting a lot of things done, because I am used to doing these things in the medium tanks. The gentleman there with the E5, he turned his turret at the last minute. I thought I would get a good shot there in the back of his turret on the side. It just didn't happen for me. We're going to go ahead and put a track shot in him while he's sideways, and hopefully we can kind of keep him that way, maybe by possibly putting another one in him there. It just doesn't seem to want to connect. Not necessarily having a bad run of RNG, possibly bad decision making on my part. I don't know. Continuing on, we're bouncing a lot of rounds. Man, we are holding stuff down. Gonna see if we can't put a round on this gentleman right here. Sometimes I don't know what the gun does. I don't know whether it likes me, or it's just, middle of the road, or it just downright hates me. But I think that's kind of the same thing that happens to everybody. Got a lot of good shots out here. Trying to get, I can't really decide if I want to go for a track or try to go for a lower plate shot. The tracks are always good, considering I have allies with me. If you don't necessarily have allies with you, I wouldn't go for the tracks, because it's not really going to net you any damage. But I do have a 2 marked what's-a-who's that's here to my back left that is going to offer some support fire. Didn't have enough chance to look at him. More often than not, it's probably an autoloader, because they tend to hide behind the heavy tanks with good cause. Heat is being slung at me. Blue shells are coming at me. I just saw that. I didn't see it at the time, but it is happening. And I don't blame them, because if you have an E5 in a position that I'm in, with the commander's hatch covered, you can't get to the lower plate, you are going to have to throw some money at it to get it to go away, or flank it. That is just the bare bones of that. It's a fact. There's nothing else you can do with it. Not a lot going on here. I'm kind of afraid to come out. I put a round right there. He backed up just in time. It bounced. It is a Pyrrhic victory over here, guys, because we're putting rounds down range, and it's just not connecting like it should be, unfortunately. But you know what? We're going to soldier on if we can. Just keep firing. That's all you can do. And man, I tell you, I think that would have been a damaging shot. I don't know. I'm specifically unlucky. But you know what? At least this guy can't pin me either. We are just flattening shells against each other's tanks. It would be sad if it wasn't 100% true. But you know what? It's not every game is going to be Shakespeare, guys. You're going to go out there and you know, you're going to block a lot of damage, or you're going to give a lot of damage, or you know, every now and again you're going to do both. But I would much rather play defensively. The downside to playing defensively, though, guys, is the team is starting to disintegrate around me. And then what that means is once your team starts to go, then the mediums and the lights come in out of nowhere. And then they're the ones that take you apart, not the heavy tank sitting in front of you. And that's kind of what I'm concerned about. As you can see here, I'm making very panicky, risky shots that I probably shouldn't make. And now I'm getting ready to back up, circle the wagons, if you will, because they are coming, and and they want my murder. Of course, I end up tracking the guy when it should have really been a damaging hit. But you know what? I'm not complaining. RNG, it is jankety, but it is fair. At least that's what I like to tell myself. We had a good game. You know, we ended up dying. But, you know, you can't win every single game out there. But we did go out there. We tried to make it happen. 1927, not an amazing amount of damage. 1,000 assists. 4,200 damage almost blocked. Amazing amount of damage blocked. You know what, guys? We lost, but we went out there. We did our part. We made it happen. And this is important for you guys to see, because everybody's been in this position. Guys, hope you enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, share. We'll see you next time.